Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle Ronin with ParkBench.com, your source of the source for all things in Monroe, Connecticut. I am standing here with Leslie Troy. She is the owner of Pemberley Designer Consignment. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. As you know, I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan of this store. I am a patron and all things Pemberley. I would love for you to share with our audience here the story behind Pemberley.
It's a fun story. I started this business 5 years ago with my daughter, who at the time was just 14 years old, but she was a wonderful addition. She looked at it from a completely different perspective than I did. And the reason we started this business is it came out of a love that I had for consignment that my mom instilled in both my sister and I. And it was just a great journey to look through things and decide what we wanted to do, what we wanted Pemberley to be. And we researched for 6 months. We went to stores. We asked people questions. We came up with an idea of a boutique type store. And here at Pemberley, it's a completely different experience. You come in, it's like I said, it's more of a boutique. We have upscale items. We also bring in really high-end items. We specialize in handbags here. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Prada, Gucci, all those great things. But when we were coming up with the idea for the store, the trickiest part was what to name it. And we had a storyboard, and we were trying to come up with all the great ideas, and I kept coming back with the idea of Pemberley. I'm a big Jane Austen fan. I think that came out of being a teacher for so long and the love of literature. And Pemberley is an estate that Fitzwilliam Darcy owned in Pride and Prejudice. Correct. And you would only be invited to Pemberley if you were the height of society. So I wanted the store to evoke that feeling. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to have that feeling that you could come in here and you could find that perfect something for that event you had to go to. And we do have things for every day. We have plenty of things for every day here. But it should be your go-to thought for a gown that you might need for a special event, or proms for our young people here in town, a special dress for a wedding or a shower. Because why spend money on retail if you're only wearing something for a short period of time? The average cost of a gown right now for our young girls who are going to prom is $600. At Pemberley, I could probably outfit you completely, shoes, jewelry, gown for under $200. Wow. So it would be a great savings. And shopping resale is great for the environment. It's great for the community. It gives everybody a wonderful resource to sort of give their items another chance, another life, and make somebody else happy.
Wonderful. So besides handbags, which are your specialty, what other types of items do you carry here? Oh, gosh,
shoes, jewelry, all things clothing, and gowns, like I said. But one thing that's unique about Pemberley is we authenticate everything. Sometimes when you go into stores, you have to worry about what you're getting. Here you do not. We take the time. We partner with 3 companies around the country. We will send our handbags out, or sometimes we'll take a series of images and have them authenticated. That allows us to give you the best of the best, but also it allows us to bring you something that we're proud of. We price so that you're getting the best, but we're also doing the best for our consignors, so it's a win-win for everybody. We do the same with our high-end jewelry and our designer clothing. But like I said, we don't just take designer. We do take everyday brands. So, all of us have to dress for every day. So those brands that we're used to seeing at those mid-department store level stores, we do take here. So the J. Crew, the Banana Republic, White House Black Market, Ann Taylor Loft, those are the brands we rely on. Those are the brands we sort of fill the most of our closet with. And we get those here. And I will tell you, about 30% of this store is brand new with tags, because we all like to shop. And we don't always wear everything. Or like I said, you get things as gifts and you bring them here. So there's plenty to look at. And it's so fun to watch people come in. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot here to see. It's almost 3,000 square feet of nothing but wonderful. And you have to take laps. It's so fun watching people come in, and they'll meet, and they'll have a meet-up with friends here. And it's wonderful to listen in and have them have a good time. And sometimes I'll help them pick the right color. I do analysis for people, so I'll help you find the right color or the right style for your body or your coloring. So it's just been a joy I've met so many amazing people. And this community has just sort of wrapped their arms around Pemberley, and I really do feel like we're a piece of the Monroe community.
Wonderful. Tell me a little bit about your selection process with your inventory.
Well, we're unique. Most consignment stores, you have to make an appointment, and you have to wait for that appointment. You don't have to do that here at Pemberley. You don't need an appointment. We just ask that when people bring things in, they come in clean, pressed, and on hangers. That way their items can go right out on the racks as soon as we are done pricing them up in our system. And when we do price, like I said, we do the best for our consignor, but also best for our customer. We look for things from those better department store brands, those mid-store brands like I had said before, and then we love the designer. And the best part about the designer is our turnaround here. We get great things in, and we have a live show every Thursday night.
Do tell me more about that.
Every Thursday night we go live on Facebook, 6 o'clock religiously. We're there. We show the best things that came in that week. Just a sampling. Like I said, we get in about 1,000 to 1,500 items a week. So it's hard to pick what the best is because we do get great things. But we pick what we think everybody really wants to see. Handbags, jewelry, shoes, clothing. We go live for about 45 minutes to an hour. And the great thing about that is it's a conversation with the people watching. They can ask us questions while we're live. My daughter, who does the filming, relays those questions to me, and we just have a blast. She's like my little Ed McMahon, and we just nice banter between the two of us. But we have been, as a result of doing this, shipping all over the country. We ship internationally.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great tool to people who, I have a lot of people who can't easily get out of their house to come shopping for whatever reason, or people who just look forward to us the same way they would look forward to a show that they would normally watch on the particular night. And it's a lot of fun, and you might see something you like. That's the best part of it. You just might see that one thing that you really want.
How much of your business would you say comes from those Facebook Live shows?
It's hard to put a number or percentage on that because people will watch us and buy that night. While we're going live, you can just chime in underneath and say you want something. And we send out a PayPal invoice, and we'll either hold it in the store for you or ship it off. We do a flat rate shipping no matter how much you buy, so that's great. But there are people that watch us, and they don't buy that night while we're live, but it reminds them to come in soon because they see something they want, and they'll come in. So there's a lot of residual business from that because I think more than anything else, it's letting people know the variety we have at the store. There really is there's something for everything you might need here. So having those live videos, it touches a lot of people. And this is the best part about live videos. If you live here in Monroe and you're watching, but you have a friend that lives in Massachusetts or somewhere out west, they can chime in and watch us too. You can let them know, or you can share it with them. We now have sisters that watch us from all over the country. I have a band of nurses that watch us. I won't tell you what hospital, but they watch us while they're there. And it's a fun entertainment, and because girls love to shop, yes. And it's that sort of retail therapy, or in our case, it's not really retail because you save a lot. But therapy is a great thing, and shopping does that, and it's a wonderful community of people. I feel like I have an extended family as a result of those videos. It's nice. I share a lot of personal information while we're going live, so they know a lot about us.
Have you got any interesting requests from customers of things that they can't find in the store? And then how do you go about seeking those items out?
Well, we've had a lot of requests. I think people, we started, especially with handbags, we started a level of handbag when we age up a little bit, and we were like, okay, I want my first designer bag. But then we play around with that brand for a while, and we're like, I want to go to the next level. Those are the requests that I get more than anything else. Somebody will say, I really want my first Louis Vuitton. What do you have? And I will tell you, we get wonderful Louis Vuittons and Prada and Gucci and Fendi and Hermes in here. We preview them on the live show, and they do tend to go that night. So people, if they don't get the opportunity to snap it up while we're live, will call and request, and we have a wish list. On that wish list, you can tell me whatever you want. It goes into my system, and as I enter it, let's say a Louis Vuitton Neverfull comes in. When I enter it into my system, I get an alert that somebody's waiting for that. It's a great system to have, and I will call them and let them know, but I do preview it on that live show first. So if it doesn't sell, then I go to my wish list. But I now am partnering with a new company so that if let's say you wanted a handbag, Chanel's another big one that everybody asks for, I can go out and find that for you, and I can try to fulfill your wish independent from what comes in the store.
So is there a network of consigners that you work with?
It's not necessarily consigners. There are a couple of wonderful companies that source these things from all over the world. And I'm working with one here on the East Coast. And we've just sort of solidified our relationship. So we're going to start bringing in some things that are those wish list items that people have had. And we get, I have had some other interesting wish items, where people want a very specific gown for a daughter's wedding or a son's wedding. And they'll come in, and if I'm fortunate enough to get it, we'll go in and see what we can do in terms of fitting it for them. And I have great people in the area, wonderful seamstresses in this area that I can pass my people off to get fitted beautifully.
Wonderful. And tell me a little bit about why it's so important to shop local.
Oh, you have to support your local businesses. It's everything. When you drive down Main Street or Route 111 here in Monroe, you don't want to drive by empty buildings. And the only way to keep those buildings full is to frequent those stores. You know, take a Saturday morning and do yourself a favor and drive around and see what our town has to offer, because there are amazing things here. And you might surprise yourself with what you find. Even after 5 years in business, and I'm sure other business owners say the same thing, people will come in and say, I never knew you were here. You know, we lead busy lives. It's hard to find out. But when you go into a plaza, go into a new store and see what they have. They might surprise you with what they've got. And the best thing about shopping local is you can go into those big box stores. You can go to the malls. You can go to those, really big chain stores. But you're not going to get personal attention the way you would on a local level. And we bring in things because we know what the people locally want. So you're really being catered to by our small businesses.
And so who are your clients? Are they mostly women? Do you get men,
Yeah, I would say our demographic is growing. We used to be probably 35 and older, but having my daughter's influence, she's 18, we're bringing in a much younger group of girls. And of course, we have our prom gowns. So they come in for those. And we have 115 prom gowns in stock right now from 00 to size 22. So we really can help a lot of people out. But our customer are mainly women. But around the holiday time and around Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, we do get a lot of men in here. And they shop for their special someones, and it's really fun to have them come in. And sometimes they have an idea of what would make that special person happy, and sometimes they don't. And that's where I love helping them. They tell me a little bit about the person they're shopping for, and I can help them find a gift I think would make them happy.
That's great. Now, for anybody who's been living under a rock and doesn't know about Pemberley, how can people find you?
Oh, you can find us a couple of different ways. Well, actually, a lot of different ways. Drive down Main Street. Come visit us at Clock Tower Plaza. We are here from Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, and Saturdays, 10 to 5. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays. And, of course, you can see us live on Facebook every Thursday night at 6. If that doesn't work for you, we are on Facebook on a regular page, and we are on Instagram, we're on Twitter. We try to get the word out there as much as we possibly can. But I belong to the Chamber here in Monroe. And through the Chamber does wonderful events, and we try to support that as much as we can. We do a lot of volunteerism here at the store and a lot of giving back to different businesses or different agencies. And we work with 8 local places that need our help, basically. Social services, some other wonderful places where we can help people who are going through a rough time. And Pemberley gives a lot of donations to those places, but we also have people that come in and seek our help, and we can help them out here too.
Okay, that's great. Leslie, thank you so much for your time. Again, if you haven't stopped into Pemberley, it's definitely worth the visit. I know that I'll be back time after time after time, and thank you again for giving me your time.
Thank you.
I do
Thanks for
appreciate
coming
it.
in this
All right, everybody have a good day.
Bye.